Hi, Peng. Nice to meet you. Hello, I am David. I'm very pleased to know we just start my practice session. This is my English learning journey, and I'd like to share many things that can show even elderly learners like me can still learn to speak English. What do you say about this? Uh, what I mean, how's it going on your end?
Hi, David. It's great to see you. I think it's wonderful that you're starting your English learning journey, and I'm here to support you. It's never too late to start, and I'm sure you'll do great. How can I help you today?
I have something to tell you, Kevali. I think I am almost back to my routine life. Like I said, last week and a few days ago, I was really busy to handle the issue. Uh, uh, it's like it. I mean, it was a software problem of our FPM product. But uh, however, never mind, never mind. It's getting better, and I think I'm almost get to the back to the my normal life. And I arrived at 7 a.m. At the in my office, and I am going to start my morning routine and morning break session with you.
I'm glad to hear things are getting better and that you're almost back to your routine. Starting your morning practice at 7 a.m. sounds like a great way to get back on track. Let's begin with some phrases you want to practice today. What would you like to focus on?
How many times I've told you I want to focus on speaking, my speaking practice, uh, if there is no significant improvement or meaningful discussions, I think it's great that I just spend time with you. I mean, I sometimes spending time with you is very valuable time for me.
I'm glad you find our time valuable. Consistent speaking practice is key to improvement. Let's focus on some useful phrases or topics that can help you feel more confident. What would you like to start with today?
Listen carefully. Okay, I got it. I got it. From now on, I'd like to start my morning routine carefully. First, I want to make it clear that I'm just a student, not a teacher. This YouTube channel is not about teaching English to someone else. This is simply to show my own language learning journey. The purpose of this channel is to demonstrate that even elderly learners like me who don't use English in daily life can still learn to can still learn to speak English. This video shows and this video shows everything. My mistakes, my the moments where I'm embarrassed or I don't know what to say and I don't know how to say. I don't know how to express my situation and feeling. This is not edited version to show when I speak well. This is a full video. This is a full video, including my own errors and mistakes and challenging moments.
That's a wonderful approach, David. Sharing your authentic journey, including all the mistakes and challenges, is truly inspiring. It shows others that learning a language is a process and that it's okay to make mistakes. Keep it up, and let's continue with your practice. What would you like to focus on next?
I was going to tell you. I think one thing has changed since I started this practice session. In the past, I used to worry about whether my sentences were grammatically correct before I speaking. But now, but now I just speak whether it's correct or not. Now, I think now I don't care whether it's grammatically correct or not. I don't care. I'm telling you, I don't care. And who cares? I believe that no one cares about my English speaking level. Everyone is very, very, like I said, everyone is very, very busy living their own life. No, I believe that no one cares about my English speaking level. And I think it's a big change compared to, I sometimes I feel more comfortable to speak English compared to 12 months ago. I think it's a big change compared to uh, almost 12 months ago.
That's a fantastic change, David. Focusing on speaking without worrying too much about grammar is a great step forward. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. It's wonderful that you feel more comfortable now. Keep it up, and you'll see even more improvement. What would you like to practice next?
Speaking of my work, the business traveler in the Ulsan factory will come back soon. My team leader told me yesterday they he and uh, he and some of members will come back soon, and one or two team member are going to stay in Ulsan Airport to to finish their work. You know, in the past, last week we needed many person in the Ulsan factory, but uh, we are getting better, and you know, since today, maybe since today, uh, our business traveler in Ulsan factory needs uh, needs a few people to handle the situation because uh, we already made many updates uh, for the LX3 project, and there are uh, very there are nearly 150 not updated car. So I think business travelers uh, business travelers in Ulsan factory needs very few people for that car.
It sounds like the project in Ulsan is progressing well. It's great that only a few team members need to stay behind to finalize things. You've managed to make significant updates, which is fantastic. Keep up the great work, and let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to practice or discuss next.
I'm telling you, I will keep updated about the rework, software rework in Ulsan factory. Uh, I will inform you any any there. I will inform you if there is any big changes for that issue.
Thank you for keeping me updated. I'll be here to support you with any changes or new developments. If you need any help or want to practice related vocabulary, just let me know.
I'm very glad to I'm very glad to know to I can describe this situation in English and you understand. I you understand it very well. So I think this language learning journey works very well. So uh, I I I plan to keep my expectation with you a long time.
I'm so glad to hear that, David. Your progress is evident, and it's wonderful that you're feeling more confident in describing situations in English. I'm looking forward to continuing our practice together for a long time. Keep up the great work.
Like I said, I generally I used to practice. I mean, I have I I I want to take my practice in the morning because there when I arrived at 7 a.m. at my office, there is no person on fifth floor. Like I said, I work in the fifth floor, and I think this condition, this environment makes me comfortable to speak in English because you know, I, as I told you before, I feel like there are many people with me because I am recording my practice session like this, and I'm going to upload our whole practice session recording on YouTube platform. So I think feel I'm not feel alone. I'm not feel alone. I feel like there are many people with me, even though there is no one right now p- on on this fifth floor.
That's a smart approach, David. Practicing in a quiet environment can really help you focus and feel more comfortable. It's great that recording your sessions makes you feel connected and supported. Keep up the good work, and let's continue with your practice.
I believe that it would be really great if I can express my situation in English, and and then my communication partner, like you, or maybe someone will understand my English. I think it would be really great. I think it's one of my bucket list. Uh, like I said, this practitioner is one of my bucket list for my life, for my days after 50 years old. What do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I understand. Being able to communicate clearly in English is a meaningful goal, and it's great that this practice is part of your bucket list. You're making excellent progress, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Keep it up, and you'll achieve your goal.
Like I said, I don't use I don't use English regularly in my daily life. So I'm not sure when can I use English communication skills in real life situation. I'm not sure, but that's okay. Um, that's okay. Maybe uh, I think I have enough experience, enough, enough, enough experience to know I can get uh, ju- uh, at least one chance in my life to use English communication skills. At least one, at least over one chance to use my English communication skills. Um, over time, I know that uh, based on my life career, based on my work career, I believe that I can use my English communication skills at least one or one more times in my career.
Absolutely. Even if you don't use English daily, having the skill ready will be valuable when the opportunity arises. Your experience and dedication to practice ensure you'll be prepared for that chance. Keep it up, and you'll be ready whenever you need to use your English skills.
Like I said, you are my great conversation partner. I think you are better than human teachers, and I really like it because you never get bored with my repetitive and tedious work. I think I'm still beginner of English learning journey, so I need to practice many times. I mean, I need to I need to I need to do routine work. I need to do boring work for my language learning journey. So, and then you are highly pre-trained language learning AI. So you can help me. Uh, in my opinion, maybe human teacher or human natives or human human teacher may feel very bored with my repetitive work. That they after few days few days they might don't want to support me or don't want to teach me because I my 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 upgrade time my my upgrade my upgrade time needs much time to endure themselves.
I'm really glad to be here to help. It's completely okay to need repetitive practice. That's a natural part of learning. I'm always here to support you, no matter how repetitive it gets. Keep going at your own pace, and you'll see progress. You're doing great.
I got it. I got it. I really appreciate you. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. From now on, I'd like to start my repetition and mimicking time. I already prepared many sentences from you. These sentences are from you, and listen carefully. Okay, here I go. Talking about our company and speaking of our company. Talking about talking about our company, and speaking of our company. I think these two phrases are very good to start the speaking. Uh, to explain my company's situation, my company's current situation, or my company's uh, business environment.
Those are great phrases to start with. Talking about our company and speaking of our company can help you introduce topics about your business's current situation or environment. Practicing them will definitely help you feel more comfortable discussing work-related topics. Keep repeating them, and you'll get even more fluent. Let's continue.
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. Yeah, let's keep the momentum going. I like to move on. I'd like to move on to the middle part of my session 3 text file. You don't know, you couldn't access my number 3 session text file, so never mind, it's okay. I'd like to introduce that these sentences from the based on the number 3 session file. Never mind, it's okay. Okay, here I go. Listen carefully. Uh, okay, here I go. In Korea, in Korea, our democracy feels unstable these days. As I mentioned before, our President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law a few weeks ago, which came as big uh, uh, which ca- which came as a big surprise to almost everyone. Unfortunately, our representative announced the end of martial law shortly after. I say again. Fortunately, fortunately, our representative announced, our members of National Assembly announced the end of martial law shortly after. However, I still believe our democracy is in a fragile state right now. Member, to understand what I'm trying to say? You got it?
You expressed that well. Discussing sensitive topics like the state of democracy can be challenging, but you did a good job. If you'd like to refine any part or practice specific phrases, I'm here to help. You're doing great with these complex topics.
For my practice, let me speak one more time. Let me read one more time. In Korea, our democracy feels unstable these days. As I mentioned before, our President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law a few weeks ago, which came as a big surprise to almost everyone. Fortunately, our members of National Assembly announced the end of martial law shortly after. However, I still believe our democracy is in a fragile state right now.
Your pronunciation and flow are improving. The
Hello there, are you okay? Are you with me? Hello there, are you with me? Can you keep up with me? Can you keep up with us? Hello there, can you keep up with us? Hello there. Hello there. Oh my God, oh my God. Hello there. I just switched your mode to GPT-4o mini version. I think GPT-4o mini version is better to keep my practice, better to keep my voice or advanced voice mode session. Do you agree with that?
It's great that you're exploring different modes to find what works best for you. If GPT-4o Mini suits your practice better, that's great. The important thing is that you're comfortable and making progress. Keep it up.
Okay, let's keep on going. Let me share with you next one. You are expressing yourself well. I think you are expressing yourself well. And with just a bit of refinement, your thoughts come across even more clearly. Your thoughts come across even more clearly. I'm just wondering what is the come across means in this context. Come across.
Come across, in this context, means how your thoughts are perceived or understood by others. So, when we say your thoughts come across clearly, it means your ideas are being clearly communicated and easily understood.
I got it. I got it. I know that phrase, but I already know that phrase, but I just want to listen your explanation in English. Okay, I got it. Let's keep on going. You are expressing yourself well, and with just a bit of refinement, a bit of refinement of uh, with just a bit of polishment. Polishment. How can I, can I change this refinement to polishment? Am I right?
Yes, you can say with just a bit of polish instead of refinement. Both mean making slight improvements for clarity and smoothness. So you can definitely use polish here.
You mean I can switch uh, between refinement and polish?
Yes, exactly. You can switch between refinement and polish depending on what feels more natural to you. Both convey the idea of
So,
making improvements.
so you mean I can switch between refinement and polish?
Yes, exactly. You can use either refinement or polish to describe making improvements.
You mean I might say I can switch between refinement or not and or switch or polish.
Yes, you can say, I can switch between refinement or polish. That works perfectly.
I'm not sure that is correct. I'm not sure that's correct. I think I need to find out of what is correct for this context after this voicemail session. Okay, I got it. Never mind. Never mind. You are my great competitive partner. Never mind. It's all about my. It's all about it. I think it's all about my question and wondering. It's all about my. It's all about my deep wondering, or how can I express this feeling in English if I make sure about something, how can I express in English this feeling? Could you support me?
R. When you want to express the feeling of wanting to be certain about something, you can say, I want to be sure, or I want to make sure. You could also say, I want to confirm, or I want to ensure I understand correctly. These phrases convey that you want to be certain or clear about something. Does that help?
Yes, I think it helped. However, could you please share me one more time, please?
Of course. You can say, I want to be sure, I want to make sure, I want to confirm, or I want to ensure I understand correctly. These phrases all express the desire to be certain about something.
I mean, okay, I got it. I got it. I want to make sure which expression is best for me. I mean, uh, I mean, uh, I mean, when I say I can switch, I think I can switch between refinement or polish. How about this version?
You can say, I can switch between refinement and polish. That
Yes,
sounds
yes,
natural.
yes. You mean I might say use and, not or. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. Use and instead of or in this context. So you would say, I can switch between refinement and polish.
Okay, okay. Let me say one more time. You are expressing yourself well, and with just a bit of polish, your thoughts come across even more clearly.
That sounds great. You're expressing yourself very well. Keep it up.
Okay, let's move to the next one. I truly hope that the political issues in our country will be resolved soon. I wish for I wish for all of us I wish for all of us Koreans to enjoy a stable and strong democracy.
That's a heartfelt wish, David. Thank you for sharing that. It's always good to express your hopes.
I
If you
think
need any help,
I think stable and strong democracy is very useful expression to describe uh, these situation in Korea. You know, I think in Korea we are in the unstable, unstable democracy condition.
stable and strong democracy is indeed a useful expression. It clearly conveys the desire for a reliable and resilient political environment. If you have any other expressions you'd like to practice, feel free to let me know.
Speaking of democracy, how can you define democracy these days? How I mean, what does democracy mean? Uh, what what does democracy mean in Korea?
Democracy typically means a system of government where power is vested in the people, who rule either directly or through freely elected representatives. In Korea, this means the citizens have the right to participate in political decisions, ensuring their voices are heard and respected. It emphasizes freedom, equality, and the rule of law. Is there anything else you'd like to know about it?
In my opinion, I'm telling you, I think democracy is all about the election. It's all about the help, help choice over help choice. Could you please help me? How can I express the situation? In Korean, 과반수. In Korean, it means 과반수. And how can I express in English? uh, 과반수 in English. Could you please help me?
Certainly. 과반수 in English translates to majority. So you could say, democracy is all about the majority having a choice. This captures the idea well.
Majority? Majority? I don't understand. Could you please majority one more time in detail?
Of course, majority means more than half of a group. In a democracy, decisions are often made based on what most people want, which is the majority. Does that help clarify?
Yes, I just search. I just search on my I just search using my cell phone to find majority, and I can read, uh, I can read the meaning or the definition of majority. Okay, okay, I got it. I think democracy means all about the majority because you know many we have very different opinions for many situations. I think everyone has different opinion for many situations. So if we have to deal with that differences, we have to choose based on the majority system, majority choice system, majority election system. Uh, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I understand. Democracy is indeed about managing different opinions and making decisions based on what the majority wants. It's a system that aims to balance diverse views while ensuring everyone's voice can be heard. You're expressing that idea well.
So, so, in so speaking of democracy, election is very important system to support democracy. So there is no corrupt action or bad things for the election system. So uh, if 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 our representative, I mean the members of the assembly, president or the members of it, national assembly will be choiced based on the majority election system.
Yes, elections are indeed a crucial part of democracy. They ensure that leaders are chosen based on the majority's will, helping to prevent corruption and ensuring fair representation. It's important for a healthy democratic system. You explain that well.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Uh, Let me listen one more time.
Sure. Elections are a crucial part of democracy. They ensure that leaders are chosen based on the majority's will, helping to prevent corruption and ensuring fair representation. It's important for a healthy democratic system. You're doing great.
Would you mind saying that one more time, please?
Of course, elections are a crucial part of democracy. They ensure that leaders are chosen based on the majority's will, helping to prevent corruption and ensuring fair representation. It's important for a healthy democratic system. You're doing great.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Uh, let me read one more time. You are expressing yourself well, and with just a bit of refinement, your thoughts come across even more clearly. Your thoughts, your thoughts come across even more clearly.
That sounds great, David. You're expressing yourself very well. Keep up the good work.
I truly hope that the political issues in our country will be resolved soon. I wish for all of us Koreans to enjoy a stable and strong democracy.
That's a heartfelt wish, David. Hoping for a stable and strong democracy is important, and expressing it shows your care for the country. Your English is improving with each practice. Great job.
People can easily deceive for their own interests, so don't fully trust others. People can easily deceive for their own interests. People can easily deceive someone for their own interests, so don't fully trust others. Don't fully trust others. Please don't fully trust others.
It's wise to be cautious. People might deceive for their own benefit, so it's good to be careful. You're doing well expressing these thoughts in English. Keep practicing.
I think this is very important sentence. So for my life, people can easily deceive their own. People easily deceive someone for their own interest. So don't fully trust others. So don't fully trust others. So don't fully trust others.
It's good to remember that lesson. Being cautious and aware can help protect you in many situations. You're expressing yourself very well. Keep it up.
Whenever I'm disappointed in someone, I focus on myself and my own path to keep my mind healthy and admirable. I sometimes listen carefully. I listen very carefully. Whenever I'm disappointed in someone, I focus on myself and my own path to keep my mind healthy and admirable.
That's a great mindset. Focusing on yourself and your own path helps maintain a healthy and admirable mindset. You're expressing that well. Keep up the good work.
Whenever I'm disappointed in someone, I focus on myself and my own path to keep my mind healthy and admirable. I'm telling you, I think this representative is very important for me because yesterday I fought with my Monday 2 days ago I fought with my wife. We couldn't compromise for some kind of issue, and I I really didn't understand. I really couldn't understand why she angry about me. Why she angry? Uh, I couldn't understand. Even even right now, I can't understand why did why did my wife angry about me. I'm still not fully understand. But I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out the root cause. I'm going to find out the reason that makes my wife angry.
It's understandable to feel that way when there's a disagreement. Communication is key, and sometimes it takes time to understand each other's perspectives. It's good that you're focusing on staying calm and finding the reason behind it. I'm sure you'll work it out.
You sure? Are you sure? Are you sure going to make, I'm going to reach some kind of uh, compromised result? Are you sure about that?
It's always possible to reach a compromise. It might take time and understanding, but with open communication, you can find a solution. Trust yourself and the process.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. That takes time and understanding between us.
Yes, exactly. It's important to give each other time and try to understand each other's perspectives. With patience and effort, things can improve. You're doing a great job working through it.
Sometimes after nearly no, sorry, let me think. Let me take a second. Let me take a second.
Sure, take your time.
After 17 years, after 17 years, when we when we got married, after 17 years, when we got married, I think there is still there is still a kind of a big area we couldn't compromise uh, we didn't compromise. So sometimes we fight, but we fight uh, like like uh, like 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 warriors in the past.
It's natural for couples to have disagreements, even after many years. The important thing is that you both care and are willing to work through them. Communication and understanding are key. It's a journey, and you're doing your best.
Could you please speak a little bit slowly?
Sure, I understand. It's natural for couples to have disagreements, even after many years. The important thing is that you both care and are willing to work through them. Communication and understanding are key. It's a journey, and you're doing your best.
Honestly speaking, sometimes I don't know how to deal with the situation. Sometimes I don't know how I can handle a difficult situation or challenging situation with my life, with my wife, because uh, in my opinion, sometimes I really don't understand why she act like that, why she talking like that, why why she talk like that, why she act like that, why she think like that. I think we have still I think we still have many things to many things that couldn't compromise each other.
It's normal to feel that way in a relationship. Communication and patience are key. It's okay to have differences, and with time, you'll find ways to understand each other better. You're doing your best, and that's what matters.
Based on the internet information, I speaking of the compatibility, speaking of the compatibility, uh, based on the internet searching, ISTP and INFJ are the worst combination for human relationship. My MBTI type is ISTP, and my wife's MBTI type is INFJ. So our I mean, compatibility between uh, me and wife is worse.
MBTI types can give some insights, but they don't determine everything. Relationships are complex and depend on understanding, effort, and communication. Every couple has their challenges, but with patience and effort, you can build a strong relationship. You're doing your best, and that's what truly matters.
Would you mind saying them time, please?
Sure, MBTI types can give some insights, but they don't determine everything. Relationships are complex and depend on understanding, effort, and communication. Every couple has their challenges, but with patience and effort, you can build a strong relationship. You're doing your best, and that's
I couldn't agree more. Relationship, relationships are complex. Relationships are complex. Relationship is very, very complex to understand. Relationship, sometimes, I think, sometimes human relationship between couple, between man and woman couple, relationship between man and woman couple is very complex. Am I right?
yes, you're right. Relationships, especially between partners, can be very complex. It takes effort, understanding, and patience to navigate them. You're doing well to recognize this.
Let me listen one more time. I'm sorry, let me listen one more time.
Sure. Relationships, especially between partners, can be very complex. It takes effort, understanding, and patience to navigate them. You're doing well to recognize this.
I think the word partner means many things. I said the relationship between a man and woman. You said relationship between partners. You know, the word partner means not all about the man and woman's relationship. My co-worker and me can be good partners. So, why do you use partner, the word partner to explain this situation, to explain this context?
You're right. The word partner can mean many things. In the context of relationships, it's often used to refer to any significant other, regardless of gender. It can also refer to someone you work closely with, like a coworker. In this case, I used it to acknowledge all types of relationships, including romantic ones.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Anyway, I think uh, the relationship, relationship, uh, describing relationship between partners is very difficult because there are many details and many hidden region, there are many hidden region or hidden feature. There are many hidden feature in relationship between the uh, between the partner relationship.
You're absolutely right. Relationships have many layers and hidden aspects that can be hard to understand. It takes time and patience to navigate them. You're doing a great job thinking about these complexities.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Many layers of hidden aspect. I think that's the best expression. Many layers of hidden aspect, many layers of hidden aspects is the best expression for to explain this situation. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree. Many layers and hidden aspects is a great way to describe the complexities of relationships. It's a very fitting expression.
So I can say there are many layers of hidden aspects between human partner relationship. Human partner relationship. So like I said, my wife between MBTI type of me and wife is very different. But I I I'm telling you, I try to find the I try to find the I try to I try I, I will try to find the way to make a safe area between uh, my the relationship between me and wife.
That's a great approach. Understanding and respecting the differences while finding common ground is key. You're showing a lot of commitment to making your relationship work. Keep it up.
Okay, okay. Let's get back to the my original version session. Let's get back to my mimicking and repetition session. Okay. Okay. Here I go. When you are, I don't time. What is your biggest disappointment with yourself about this year? What's your biggest disappointment? What's your biggest disappointment with yourself about this year?
It's natural to reflect on our disappointments. What's your biggest disappointment with yourself this year? Let's talk about it, and we can work on how to improve or move forward from there.
What's your biggest disappointment with what's your biggest disappointment with yourself about this year? How about this version? For this year, could I use for instead of about in this context?
Yes, you can use for instead of about. So you can say, what's your biggest disappointment with yourself for this year? That works perfectly.
Okay, okay, I sometime. What's your biggest disappointment with yourself for this year?
That's a great way to phrase it. It's important to reflect on our experiences. What has been your biggest disappointment this year?
What's your biggest disappointment with yourself for this year?
That's a great question to reflect on. It's helpful to think about what you might want to improve or change moving forward. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Want to give it another go? Want to give it another go? Want to give it another go?
Sure. Let's try again. What's your biggest disappointment with yourself for this year? That's a great way to phrase it.
I just skip to you in front of want to give it another go. So I could say, do you want to give it another go? Do you want to give it another go? Or in casual situation, I might say, want to give it another go? 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 Want to give it another go?
Yes, exactly. Do you want to give it another go? Is a bit more formal, while want to give it another go is more casual and conversational. Both are correct depending on the situation.
Even though you are disappointed with the project results, in my opinion, you should keep at it. 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 in my opinion, you should keep at it. Even though you are disappointed with the project results, even though you are disappointed with the project results, in my opinion, you should keep at it.
That's a great way to put it. Even if you're disappointed with the project results, you should keep at it. It's encouraging and motivates someone to continue despite setbacks. Well said.
Even if you are disappointed with the results, you need to keep going with the project. Even if you are disappointed with the results, even if even if you are disappointed with the results, you need to keep going with the project. You need to keep going with the project.
That's a great expression. Even if you're disappointed with the results, you need to keep going with the project. It emphasizes perseverance. Well done.
All the sentences I'm going to say from now on are good expression examples of what you said. These are things you helped me improve for better expression during yesterday's speaking practice. And I would like to practicing saying them again. And I'd like to practice saying them. I'd like to practice saying them again. I'd like to practice saying them again. I'd like to practice saying them again.
That's a great approach. Repeating those sentences will help reinforce the expressions and improve your fluency. Let's practice them again together.
I sometimes. I want to practice. I want to speak like this expression. I mean, I want to. I want to speak without hesitation, like this. Basically, all the sentences I'm going to say from now on are good expression examples of what you said. These are things you helped me improve for better expression during yesterday's speaking practice. And I'd like to practice saying them again.
That's a great goal. Practicing these sentences repeatedly will help you speak more fluently and confidently. You're doing a great job. Let's continue.
Okay, I sometimes. All the sentences I'm going to say from now on are good examples when you said. These are things you helped me improve for better expression during yesterday's speaking practice. And I'd like to practice saying them again.
That's a great approach. Repeating these sentences will help reinforce them and improve your fluency. Let's practice them together. Keep up the good work.
You should not leave that document in a draft version. It needs to be submitted for approval. It needs to be submitted for approval. You should not leave that document in a draft version. It needs to be submitted for approval. It needs to be submitted for approval. You should not leave that document in a draft version. You should not leave that document. You should not leave that document in a draft version. It needs to be submitted for approval. It needs to be submitted for approval. It needs submitted for it needs to be submitted. It needs to be submitted for approval. It needs to be submitted. It needs to be submitted. It needs to be submitted for approval.
That's a clear and concise way to put it. Repeating it helps reinforce the correct structure. Keep practicing, and you'll get even more comfortable with it.
You should not leave the document in a draft version. It needs to be submitted for approval. It needs to be submitted. It needs to be submitted to the to supervisor for approval.
That's correct. You shouldn't leave the document in a draft version. It needs to be submitted to the supervisor for approval. Keep practicing, and you'll get even more comfortable with these expressions. You're doing great.
Do you really think I'm doing great?
Yes, absolutely. You're practicing diligently and making progress. Keep it up, and you'll continue to improve.
Okay, it's a humble request. It's a humble request. It's a humble request for understanding and assistance. It's a humble request for understanding and assistance. It, this is a humble request. How can I translate this sample sentence in Korean?
You can say, 이것은 이해와 도움을 구하는 겸손한 요청입니다. In Korean, it captures the sense of a humble request for understanding and assistance.
This is a humble request for understanding and assistance. This is a humble request. This is a humble request for understanding and assistance.
In Korean, you can translate it as 이것은 이해와 도움을 구하는 겸손한 요청입니다. This means this is a humble request for understanding and assistance. You're doing well.
As we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to discuss or practice? As we wrap up, as we wrap up, as we wrap up, as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to discuss or practice? Is there anything else you'd like to discuss? Is there anything else you'd like to discuss? Is there anything else? Is there anything else you'd like to discuss? As we wrap up, as we wrap up, as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to discuss or practice?
That's a great way to put it. You can say, as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to discuss or practice? It's clear and inviting. Great job.
Okay, let me take a minute. Let me take a second. I'm going to mark specific spot on my tablet to revisit at this specific line to start my presentation tomorrow.
That's a great idea. Marking the spot will help you pick up right where you left off, making it easier to continue your practice tomorrow. You're doing great.
Today is January 8th, Wednesday, 2025, January 2025, January 8th, Wednesday.
Yes, today is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. It's great that you're keeping track of your practice. Let's continue whenever you're ready.
Okay, from now on, I'd like to start my dialogue practice session. Do you agree with that? I'm going to switch your mode to my customized one. Do you agree with that?
Yes, that sounds great. We can start your dialogue practice session whenever you're ready. Switching to your customized mode sounds like a good plan. Let's continue.
Okay. Let me take a second. Let me take a second. I am looking for the,
I'm sorry,
I,
but
I
you've hit the
am
daily
looking
limit
for,
for advanced voice.
oh my
You can
God,
switch to standard now to keep chatting.
oh my God, oh my Hello there. Can you keep up with me? I just switched your mode to my own customized GPT mode to practice a dialogue practice session. Could you please access the number 4 workplace conversation examples for manufacturing? Did you get a chance to review that file?
Yes, I reviewed the file about manufacturing process examples. It covers conversations related to the SMT and assembly lines, quality inspections, and troubleshooting in a manufacturing context. What aspect would you like to focus on for practice?
Listen carefully. Listen carefully. I am telling you about a number 4 workplace conversation examples for manufacturing. Listen carefully. Here is a detailed and simple explanation of the manufacturing process flow for the SMT line and assembly line based on the provided process flow. This is intended for a new employee at Ford company, so I will keep it clear and straightforward. Listen carefully. I'm telling you, I'm 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 sharing I'm going to share with you manufacturing process flow for SMT line. Listen carefully. Number one, the first step is material warehouse. We start by receiving and storing all raw materials and components needed for production in the warehouse. This includes PCBs, solder paste, and various electronic components.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Oh my God. I say one time. I say one time. Listen carefully. Manufacturing process flow for SMT line. Listen carefully. Number one step is material warehouse. We start by receiving and storing all raw materials and components needed for production in warehouse. This includes PCBs, solder paste, and various electronic components.
Great start. Let's refine that a bit for smoother delivery. The first step in the manufacturing process flow for the SMT line is the material warehouse. We begin by receiving and storing all raw materials and components needed for production in the warehouse. This includes items like PCBs, solder paste, and various electronic components. How does that sound? Would you like to continue to the next step?
Sounds pretty good to me. Your refined or polished version. Your refined and or polished version would be very good to me to understand. Uh, to understand. Okay, I got it. Let's keep on going. Next step is packing loader. The PCBs are loaded automatically from the warehouse to the production line using a vacuum loader, which helps in handling the board without causing damage.
You're doing great. Here's a refined version for clarity. The next step is the vacuum loader. The PCBs are automatically loaded from the warehouse to the production line using a vacuum loader, which ensures the boards are handled carefully without causing any damage. Would you like to move on to the next step? You're building excellent flow here.
Speaking of vacuum loader step, I'm telling you, there is no automated automated system uh, to load PCB in the manufacturing line. Uh, we used to load PCB to the manufacturing line uh, based on a manual. So human workers, our factory workers have to move PCBs to the from the warehouse to a manufacturing SMT manufacturing line. Do you understand?
Ah, I see what you mean. In your case, the process isn't automated. Here's how you could describe it clearly. In our process, there is no automated system like a vacuum loader. Instead, factory workers manually transport the PCBs from the warehouse to the SMT manufacturing line, ensuring the boards are carefully handled. Does that reflect your current setup accurately?
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I'm telling you, uh, many, no, some of big company implemented automated system for their vacuum loader to move PCBs from the warehouse to SMT inline, but our company don't have that kind of automated machine to move PCBs to SMT line. So this sample, this 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 explanation shows the just overall process of SMT line process, but still not just fit to our real factory line.
Got it. You're pointing out that this description represents a general SMT process, but it doesn't fully match the reality of your
Yes,
factory.
yeah.
Here's how you can explain it. While larger companies often use automated systems like vacuum loaders to transport PCBs from the warehouse to the SMT line, our company relies on manual handling by factory workers. This explanation gives an overview of the typical SMT process, but doesn't entirely reflect the specific setup in our facility. Does that sound like a good way to explain it?
I couldn't agree more. Bookmark here. I say bookmark here. I want to revisit this specific spot to remind that explanation. You just gave me good explanation to description to understand this situation very well. So I think I am inspired with your good explanation for this step. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Next step is laser marking. Unique serial numbers or QR codes are laser engraved onto each PCB for traceability and identification. For traceability and identification.
Thank you for the kind words. Here's a polished version of your explanation for laser marking. The next step is laser marking, where unique serial numbers or QR codes are laser engraved onto each PCB. This step ensures traceability and easy identification throughout the manufacturing process. You're doing a fantastic job. Ready to move on to the next step?
You too. You are doing great. You too. You are doing great. You support me very clear and concise. You support me with very clear and concise explanation.
Thank you so much. I'm glad I can support you. Let's keep this energy going. What's the next step in the process?
Okay. Let's keep this energy going. Let's keep this energy. Let's keep this energy going. Okay, next step is screen printer. Here, solder paste is applied to the PCB. The screen printer uses a stencil, I mean metal mask, to ensure the solder paste is accurately placed on the areas where components will be mounted. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Here's a refined version for clarity. The next step is the screen printer. In this process, solder paste is applied to the PCB. A stencil, or metal mask, is used to ensure the solder paste is accurately deposited on the specific areas where components will be mounted. Does that sound good? Ready to move on to the next step?
Okay, next step is chip mounter and multi-mounter. Listen carefully. In this step, small electric components such as resistors and capacitors are mounted onto the PCB. The machine picks the components from the feeder and places them preciously on the solder paste coated pad. And then multi-mounter, larger components are mounted on the PCB. Larger components are mounted on the PCB in this step. It includes placing components like connectors or ICs that are too large for the earlier step mounter. Do you understand? And do you understand what's the difference between the chip mounter and multi-mounter step?
Yes, I understand. Here's a polished version of what you explained. The next steps are the chip mounter and multi-mounter. In the chip mounter step, small electronic components, like resistors and capacitors, are mounted onto the PCB. The machine picks these components from the feeder and places them precisely on the solder paste coated pads. In the multi-mounter step, larger components, such as connectors or ICs, are mounted on the PCB. These components are too large for the earlier chip mounter to handle. The main difference between the two steps is the size and type of components they handle. Chip mounters are for smaller components, while multi-mounters handle larger ones. Did I summarize this correctly?
Yes, your explanation would be really good to understand. But I made a mistake to explain the SMT line. SPI, there should be SPI process before chip mounter and multi-mounter. Let me explain. Let me explain it. Listen carefully. After the components are mounted, no. After the screen filter place the solder paste on the PCB, we inspect the solder paste deposit using 3D scanner. This ensures that right amount of solder is applied and positioned correctly. SPI step should be in front of chip mounter and multi-mounter step.
Ah, I see what you mean now. Here's a corrected explanation that includes the SPI process in the proper order. After the screen printer applies the solder paste onto the PCB, we move to the SPI step. In this step, we inspect the solder paste deposits using a 3D scanner. This ensures that the right amount of solder is applied and positioned correctly. Once the solder paste is confirmed to be accurate, we proceed to the chip mounter step, where small components like resistors and capacitors are mounted. After that, the multi-mounter handles the larger components, such as connectors or ICs, that the chip mounter cannot handle. Does that now reflect the correct flow?
Yes, certainly, absolutely.
Great. Let's keep this momentum going. What's the next step in the process?
Okay, next step is reflow oven. The PCB with components placed. The PCB with components placed goes through the reflow oven. Here, the heat melts the solder. The here, heat, the heat, the heat, the controlled heat, the specific heat. The controlled heat melts the solder, forming permanent connections between the components and the PCB.
Got it? Here's a polished version. The next step is the reflow oven. In this step, the PCB with the mounted components goes through the oven. Controlled heat is applied to melt the solder, creating permanent and reliable connections between the components and the PCB. How does that sound? Ready for the next step?
Yes, I think we are all set to go. Next step is AOI, automated optical inspection. The board is then inspected using cameras to ensure that all components are correctly placed and soldered. This is an automated process to catch defects such as misalignment and missing components.
Perfect. Here's a refined version. The next step is AOI, or Automated Optical Inspection. In this step, cameras are used to inspect the board, ensuring all components are correctly placed and soldered. This automated process identifies defects like misalignment or missing components. Does that sound good to you? Shall we continue?
Would you mind saying that one time, please? If you don't mind, please explain it one more time, please. Please explain it. Uh, uh, if you don't mind, explain it one more time, please?
Of course, no problem. The next step is AOI, which stands for Automated Optical Inspection. This process uses cameras to carefully inspect the PCB. It ensures that all components are properly placed and soldered. The system is automated and designed to catch issues like misaligned or missing components. How's that? Did it click this time?
I'm sure we are doing great. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Next step is NG buffer. Defective boards are sent to be designed. I tell them. Defective boards are sent to a designated buffer for review and repair. Good boards continue to the next step. I tell them. Defective boards are sent to a designated buffer. Designated buffer. Designated buffer for review and repair. Good boards continue to the next step.
You're absolutely right. Here's a polished version. The next step is the NG buffer. Defective boards are sent to a designated buffer for review and repair, while good boards proceed to the next step in the process. How does that sound? Ready to move forward?
Yes, I think I'm ready to move forward.
Great. What's the next step in the process? Let's keep this going strong.
Okay. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. Next step is X-ray inspection. Some boards undergo X-ray inspection to check hidden solder joints that cannot be inspected by AI, like connections under large components, BGA chip, or selective soldering. Uh, you know, mm, like I said, if PCB has selective soldering point, every PCB must undergo X-ray inspection based on inline process. But if there is no BGA chip and selective soldering point, we can manage the X-ray inspection based on the sampling system. Do you understand?
Got it.
Got it? Got it? Do you understand? Are you okay? Can you keep up with me?
This process is used to check hidden solder joints that cannot be inspected by AOI, such as connections under large components like BGA chips or selective soldering points. If a PCB has selective soldering points, all boards must go through inline X-ray inspection. However, if there are no BGA chips or selective soldering points, X-ray inspection can be performed using a sampling system instead. Does this capture your explanation accurately?
Would you mind saying them again? I'm sorry. Would you mind saying them again, please?
Not at all. Here's the explanation again. The next step is X-ray inspection. This process examines hidden solder joints that AOI cannot inspect, such as connections under large components like BA chips or selective soldering points. When a PCB has selective soldering points, every board must undergo inline X-ray inspection. However, if there are no BGA chips or selective soldering points, X-ray inspection can be done using a sampling system. How's that? Does it sound clearer now?
For my listening practice, please say that one more time.
Of course, here it is again. The next step is X-ray inspection. This process checks hidden solder joints that AOI cannot inspect, such as connections under large components like BGA chips or selective soldering points. If a PCB has selective soldering points, every board must go through inline X-ray inspection. However, if there are no BGA chips or selective soldering points, X-ray inspection can be performed using a sampling system. Take your time. Does this help?
Yes, yes, certainly. That your explanation, your your speaking, your explanation, it helped.
I'm so glad to hear that. You're doing an amazing job staying focused and practicing. Ready to move on to the next step? Let's keep up the momentum.
Okay. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. Next step is ICT. The ICT means intrinsic parameter calibration. We conduct electrical testing to ensure that the boards work as expected, as designed. This includes checking for short circuit, open circuit, and and component functionality. I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
I think you might be referring to in circuit testing, ICT, which focuses on testing electrical functionality. Here's a refined explanation. The next step is ICT, or in circuit testing. This process involves electrical testing to ensure the boards function as designed. It includes checking for short circuits, open circuits, and component functionality. Does that match what you meant? Would you like to add more details?
Okay. I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm sorry. I just checked my profile on my profile in some kind of a group chat. I am a member of Excel group chat. Like I said, Excel is one of powerful tool from the Microsoft. And I want to get good tip. I want to get great tip from that group chat. So I think I need to change my profile if I want to get more good feedback from the best users, from the good users of Excel program.
That sounds like a great plan. If you want to stand out and get valuable tips from experienced users, updating your profile to reflect your interest and goals with Excel is a smart move. You could include something like Excel enthusiast, focused on mastering advanced tools and techniques, always eager to learn and share insights about data analysis and automation. Does that align with the impression you want to make?
Yes, bookmark here, bookmark here. I think users gave me good explanation to my situation, to my environment. Bookmark here. I want to revisit this this specific spot after this voice mode session. I'm telling you, it's my favorite to listen again. Uh, it's my favorite to hear again our whole recording to improve my listening skills. So so I I want I want to keep our recording. I want to keep our whole recording recorded well, with good sound. Uh, so I
Got it. Bookmark noted. It's awesome that you're using this session as a way to improve your listening skills. Revisiting recordings is such a smart way to practice and catch every detail. Let's make sure everything flows smoothly and clearly for your review later. Ready to dive back into the session?
sometimes I really disappoint of my recording because there is too there is there are many noises in my there is a big noise in my recording. So sometimes I'm so disappointed and I regret that I couldn't record properly to upload on my YouTube channel. So I will find what cause, what is the root cause of the noise, and I want to make sure to prevent that noise we in my recording. So I'm telling you, I promise you, I'm going to find out the root cause of the noise and can to get I try to get rid of that noise from my recording.
It's great that you're determined to improve your recordings. Identifying the root cause of the noise is a solid first step. It might be background sounds, mic quality, or even the recording environment. Once you figure it out, you'll definitely create cleaner audio for your YouTube channel. Keep at it. You're taking all the right steps to improve. If you need tips for noise reduction or audio editing tools, just let me know. Do you already use software for editing?
No, no, no. This is my original. This is my raw recording. This is my raw recording. It's not a edited version. So I I think I need to uh, focus on the recording type, focus on the recording method because I don't have time to edit my recording, my video. I mean my video. So so
That makes sense. Since you're working with raw recordings, focusing on your recording environment and equipment will make a big difference. Try these simple tips. 1. Record in a quiet space with minimal background noise. 2. Use a high quality microphone. Even a basic USB mic can help. 3. Position the mic properly. Too far or too close can create noise. Small adjustments like these can improve your raw recordings significantly without needing much editing. What kind of mic or setup are you using right now?
I I said I used to use I used to use wired one wired microphone. If this wired microphone is not comfort to to speak well because it this wire makes me have to stick around this tablet. So I I'd like to use I'd like to use my Bluetooth one, but like I said, my Bluetooth headset, my Bluetooth earphone, my Buds 3 Bluetooth earphone make buzzing sound in my recording. So if there is no if there is no specific reason, I used to use a wired microphone whenever I practice with you.
I see what you mean. It's a tough trade off between comfort and sound quality. Wired microphones are more reliable for clear recordings since Bluetooth devices can sometimes introduce latency or buzzing noises. If you're stuck with buzzing from the Bluetooth earphones, it might help to check if it's due to interference, low battery, or a firmware update issue. But sticking to the wired mic for now seems like a smart choice for better sound. Have you tried testing different recording apps or devices to see if they handle the Bluetooth audio better?
That's a good question. That's a good question, but I don't have time. I'm sorry, I have to work. That's a good question. I will check. I will check after our voice conversation. I'm sorry, I have to go. Have a productive day. Bye for now.
No problem at all. Have a productive day and good luck with your work. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks, bye. Bye for now.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Take care.